It's Richard back at you guys. Whew, a little nippy this morning. Trent, you think it's cold?
It's cold, but I think our next couple of days is going to get even worse.
It's fixing to get definitely worse here, guys. But it'll be all right. We need the moisture for sure.
Yep.
Well, we got Richard's Dodge in the house. We just got his 48RE tranny built back. We're putting it in now, Cody is. But we have his 271D transfer case here. He brought us a seal kit. We're going to change all the seals and stuff, but we want to get in here and look for any other type of wear, shift fork wear, bushing wear, bearing wear, anything like that. So I believe it's got 190-something thousand miles on it. So not real high for a Dodge. I already took there's no way to really get these housings off. Take a little screwdriver, kind of get in here and hammer and try to just pop it off, do it that way. But then just, if you got any burrs, just buff it off, clean it up a little bit. Now on the earlier Dodges, the front drive shaft turns all the time, even in two-wheel drive, so it's really hard on the drive shaft, definitely on the drive shaft drivetrain. The drive shafts don't last very long. They go out at pretty low mileage, really. And we've kind of learned that we've always had to go, we've had them rebuilt before, but it just seems like we always go back to the dealer's type drive shaft. Right, yoke off there. Have our neutral safety switch here. Guess you could call it backup or four-wheel drive switch. Tells it. Don't think this does anything to the differential. It's just going to tell the computer and tell the light what's going on. So in the dash, I've already took all my 10 millimeter bolts out. There's like 500 of them around here. But then we have one little duck here that's a 13 millimeter. It's got this little hump right here. You can identify where it goes, and it is different. It sticks out all the way through here. Some of them had a bracket and stuff right here that held wiring and stuff on Trent.
Yeah.
You can definitely see the difference in them. So, and then the ones that hold the housing on, they're actually a 13 millimeter that goes all the way around there. So. Same way here. Just take a little screwdriver and just try to pop in between the gap there and pry it open. That's all you can do. Comes apart usually pretty easy. Usually pretty easy. Now this is the pump here, and this feed line right here, it's pretty flexible. It's kind of designed to bend and get out of the way. And you have an O-ring right in here you don't want to lose unless you have a kit, because that is a special O-ring. We actually keep all the old ones and put them in a drawer just in case something flies off. We don't have one. Kit doesn't have one or something. This one here is still pretty soft, but you don't want to lose it. Let's see, I believe this gasket set here, everyone that we usually get has one in there. And actually, look here, see it doesn't. So that's one reason why you don't want to throw it away.
All of it but that.
All of them but that. So I tell Trent, you know, anytime you build a tranny, don't break your ceiling rings off. Just, you never know what could happen. You always let them match them up anyway, so. Okay, you can see here we have our flexible suction tube for our pump. We're gonna get in here and get this massive snap ring off here. I mean, that's like massive. You can actually see a little bit of wear right there. Not much, though. You can flip it over and be fine. It looks good on this side. Stick it back in there like that.
Nice.
And we have our suction tube here for our pump. Basically goes in here. Sets in there like that. Filter's really clean.
Yeah.
And really no metal or anything like that in there, so that's really nice. Silicone there. I say when we clean it up, we'll check the bearings and stuff, see how they feel. Get your chain. You can kind of just pull on this, and you can kind of tell if your chain's wore. If you do that and it still hangs down, the chain just wore plumb out. And you have your magnet here. One of the cleanest magnets I think I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
It's really clean, huh? And we'll get our snap ring off here. I like to keep my sprockets. I take them off and put them over here where I can put them back on the same way. They do kind of got a little bit of a pattern on them, I'm sure. Get the spring off there. Pull this up. What I do is just kind of take my chain off there. Now you want to look for any type of identification marks on your chain. A lot of times you'll have, like this here, you have this one link that's purple. Sometimes you might have 3 links that's purple, or 2 links. I mean, they do identify that chain sometimes by that, and maybe the width. So you always want to check that out. I always like to leave my chain like that. That when I clean it up, I can put it back. Now you can see your sprockets are always going to have some type of wear. I mean, that's not really, you really can't feel it, you can just see it. You see it on that side and on that side. That's just pretty much standard procedure. That doesn't mean that it's wore out or anything like that. So. Now you get in here and you start messing around with your forks and stuff and your slider. This is what I call a slider. When you move your shifter on the side, it moves these back and forth. You can see here how this is pointed here and flat on this side here. Your pointed always is going to go towards the gear that it's locking on. You can see this is pointed. If you took and put the flat end like that against here, it'd go on, but when it come up here to lock on, it'd grind like it crazy. If you put the pointed side on there, they're mated to just slide right on and go on. Even, no matter where you turn this, it's going to touch it and just slide on. Turn it around, it'll be flat. It'll hit it flat and it won't work. So you want to look here for any type of wear though, for any type of grinding marks on it. Looks really good. Get in here and look at our shift fork inserts. So they come in a kit, you can just replace them all. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's good or bad because they're all thin looking. So it's best just to get a kit and replace them because it's really hard to tell sometimes. Of course, we have our fork down here. Is probably one of the most critical forks. Let me see, did I get a socket for that? I didn't. Now this, I like to take this loose here. It's got like a detent spring in it and a slider like that. And what it does is this comes through the case and makes it ramp this rooster cone right here, so it goes click, click, click and holds it in there. See, like that. So you always want to get that out of there. It makes it easier to turn to get your fork out. Now we've actually run into here a while back where this bore was wore out. And let me tell you, that was a train wreck to fix, but we come up with a really neat idea. Remember that, Trent? Mm-hmm. Really neat idea. And then you have your fork here. Same way, the inserts can be replaced. So, sometimes you might get an updated fork. I know they updated this fork one time or another too, so it'll look a little bit different. You want to look here for any type of wear. This is where it locks down here onto your planet for your low gear in your transfer case. trusty seal out right here. Got a lot of dirt up on top of that seal. That's kind of weird. You can see the rust right here too. Have to get in there and Scotch-Brite that up and we get it out and see what it looks like.
Nanny.
Cody here? Yeah, Cody's got it. But you can see here the rust right here on the. You want to clean all that up. It doesn't look like it grooved or anything, just more like grease buildup, but it does have a little bit of rust there. You want to get down in here, take this piece out. You're going to have a washer under here that has no tabs, but you're going to get down in here and you're going to have a washer with tabs. This cannot go down there. You can have two tabs, one down there and tabs up here like that, and it works, but you cannot put one down at the bottom with just no tabs. And then you want to look in here for where this collar locks on. See if there's any type of wear right through here, because if there is, it can jump out of gear. So you want to look at all that type of stuff too. Not too bad, guys. 196,000 miles on it, so it shouldn't take too much. We're going to get it all cleaned up, do some seals, bushings, and stuff like that, some shift fork inserts, and it should be good to go for another 200,000, I believe. So y'all don't forget to subscribe. Trent, thank you again for videoing, and have a great day.